All right, so I am at the end of a long 2 days, but I'm really happy to be at the end of a long 2 days where I am right now. We're at the 2012 LA Amp and Custom Guitar Show. This is John March from Guitar Talk with John and Jamie, and we're here with Reality Web Video, and I'm here in Bogner, which is, when I came to LA, Bogner, Reinhold was one of the first people to really support what I was doing. I bought my first pre, was the Bogner fish, the beautiful blue fish. This is Erwin from Bogner.
Hello.
Hello
There. Hello.
We're going to do the English thing, aren't we?
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Right, and this is kicking in now. So we're here talking, and Reinhold over the years has gone through a lot of iterations of a lot of experimentation, going through pre's, going through combos. I owned a couple of the heads, help my brain.
The ecstasies?
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. I owned a couple of ecstasies and
Right.
Shivas and pre's, and I've always been a huge fan of his work and what he's developing.
Yeah, same.
And so now you guys are developing a pedal series, which I think is going to be. Tell me about it.
Okay, so we've got 3 pedals that are basically designed on the ecstasy, 2 ecstasy channels, the blue and the red, and the Überschall,
Yeah.
which is really cool. We've been testing them out through this little deluxe, and they're pretty monstrous, and they just feel like an amp. They feel really nice and
I was
juicy
here.
under
I
your
played.
fingers.
I will test
You had
that.
to- Yeah, you had to play yesterday.
I played through that amp with the pedals, and yep.
So you know what they're like, and it's kind of low gain, lower, the bluesier sort of sound than a heavier, more saturated modern kind of sound, and the Überschall, which is our.
So for the colorblind in our audience, we're just going to say that there is a correlation between the color of the pedal and the channel it's emulating.
Yeah, because a couple of guys have come in and they've said, "Hey, so what are these? The same pedal, just different colors?" And I'm like, "No, you can have a listen to them, and check them out."
Channel voicing based in, and those channels were actually had really distinct characters.
They do. They've got a real signature. So I mean, these. It's funny. I'm looking at this and I'm looking at the blue light over there.
Nice.
There was a guy playing through it before, and I was thinking, wow, he really kind of nailed that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's always had great ears, as you know. I mean, you've
Right.
owned his stuff,
Yeah.
and I've had heaps of his amps over the years. So, he's the most exciting thing is that he's managed to replicate those signatures through other amps, which is hard to do. Like
Right.
when you pull up a super and you plug a pedal into it, and then
Right.
you plug that pedal into a
Right.
deluxe or something else, or a Tweedy amp or something.
I mean, this is a theme actually in pedal design now that's going on, is that a lot of guys are getting very pedal driven
Right.
and playing in front of clean amps and being able to get the sound that they want.
Yeah, because dudes are rocking up to gigs with playing with backline, and they got their pedal board now. They can't bring in their big rig, like they used to, or it's more problematic, and it's kind of hassle. And if it's like your first time doing a gig, you don't want to be like, I want to use my rig. They're like, oh great, won't have those guys back again. Yeah, that was great, man.
Thanks a lot. Take care.
So,
Next.
so and I think there's a real science in that. I don't know what it is, but Reinhold seems to have kind of nailed
I
it.
actually know a little bit about the science.
Well, please tell me.
From what I understand is happening is that they're looking at the way that the actual frequency response occurs in the amp that they like.
Mm-hmm.
So they're doing analysis of the sound of a guitar that they like through an amp that they've designed, and looking at how frequency responds. And then being able to say, well, if that's the characteristic that I'm looking for, what happens and what's the differential when I go into an amp that's not doing that?
Right.
So that I can actually accommodate for that differential in making the pedal.
Huh.
So, because I'm not going to mention other makers, but I have a pedal by another maker that's a brilliant.
What?
I won't do that here, but I do have a pedal by another maker.
No, I mean
that
you
has
have a
the same
pedal by
idea.
another maker.
Well, these are new pedals.
That's true.
So how? What do you want to do? I mean, you're
We'll
really
hook
going to
you
take
up.
me outside later? Or
No,
what?
we'll look after you, man. We'll
You can look after me. Okay. So this is we're going to pass glossing on now. Glossing on. No, I'm happy about that. But I mean, it's a really great design concept, which is that we're gonna look at the way frequency responds to an amp that we like, and then be able to build something that will work with other amps, so that you can basically get really close to that frequency response.
Right.
And it's a really smart. It's like a sum and difference kind of design kind of mentality.
Yeah,
and I can say for a fact that playing through the deluxe, it was a deluxe when we were playing through it.
It sure
Straight up
sure
deluxe.
is.
Although we did have to change how I
Had a little,
we
EQ.
changed a little bit, but we dialed it in, got a Strat going through it, and then we stepped into the Bogner pedals, and I felt like I was playing through an ecstasy.
Yeah, they're pretty special, man. I love them. And you can work your guitar, you wind your volume back, they clean up. I mean, all that stuff that's very
Dynamic
amp-like.
and touch response. Yeah.
And I think that's the main kind of thing that we've been really excited about, is the fact that they are, not only are they replicating sounds, these kind of legendary. I mean, for me, I'm a bit like in awe of that stuff, because I had one of the first ecstasies. I know you had an ecstasy.
Yeah, early on.
You know, I've owned a fish. He built a custom amp for me, and he's building another one at the moment, which I don't know when that'll get done.
Are you really expecting an answer to that?
Well, look, I've fallen in love with the Goldfinger now, so I'm not as in a hurry for the one that we've been talking about.
This is a subject we can bring. You yesterday were very insistent that I look and play, and I haven't had time because we've been doing the show. But talk to me about the Goldfinger, because I know it's been out for a while, but you feel there's something special about it that people should know.
Well, you know what? I think it's one of the most undiscovered Bogner amps. You know, like it hasn't had as much attention that I think it deserves. The clean channel on the 45, that's a 6v6 6v6 power tube. Then there's EL34s in the 90. So it's really sweet, it's really bouncy, it feels great on your fingers. There's a boost on each channel. There's two channels, like a Fendery kind of bouncy channel and a Marshally channel. I mean, it's just got so much in it that I always
find with Rhino stuff, when people use the references of Fendery Marshally, because like a lot of guys, because those are always the bass plates, but it's not really, because it's really Reinhold's thing is Reinhold's thing.
I know. I guess when I use those
really
terms,
nice,
it's
chimey,
like
clean.
Exactly, chimey, clean. Again, great under your fingers, like bouncy. You know, when you go to your 2 and 4 positions, they really, go
right.
You know, and front position is just position 1 is just delicious.
And it cuts through in the mix, which is the other thing.
Cuts through, doesn't hurt. You know, the Marshall-esque channel has a 69 switch.
Let's say gain.
Okay, the gainy channel. The gain channel.
Oh, we said that because in unison.
Has a 69, which is like your old 100-watt open kind of sound.
Okay.
And then there's the 80 position, which is, a gainier sort of sound. And again, has a boost on that channel, which I think is, really usable.
Okay.
I did a show the other night and just used like the high gain mode and my volume control for the whole gig.
Right.
And it was far from like a rock gig.
Right.
This is just a 212, open back. I mean, I used mine through a 212.
Open back.
Yeah, open
Interesting.
back.
Okay.
But we have another one that I fell in love with the other day, which is like a column. And I'd never even seen it before. I'd seen them laying around the factory, I had a playthrough and I was like, I mean, that just sounds like a little quad box.
Nice.
And I love that. I love the fact that you can just pull a 212 in and have a quad box sound. And if you want a quad box, you just take 2 of them.
Okay.
Cool. And you just link them up and it just sounds...
In series?
Well, you just go out of both your outputs.
Parallel?
Parallel.
Okay, I love the 4th wall breakage here, by the way.
That's how we roll, man. That's how we
roll.
roll.
4th wall with me. Okay,
yeah.
so how can people find out about the new pedals? Because I know that's important.
Well, you can check out. We just launched a new website, which is fantastic. Thank God. It's been a while in the making.
The light shines down, the beam comes down. Yeah.
It's we've been working on it for about a year. So the new site's fantastic. It's really informative, and there's lots of great photos.
Do you want to mention the URL, or should people psychically intuit it?
www.bogneramplification.com.
Okay. I'm going to say that for those of us who are less brain aware. So just www.bogneramplification.com.
That's the one.
Okay, and we can go out and check out the new pedals, which will be out and available...
First week in November.
Okay. Yeah. And we want to get you on the radio show with me and Jamie on Guitar Talk. We want to get you talking with us.
I would love to come and do that. I know Jamie from back in the day too, so I'm a big fan of his playing and of course of yours, John. So.
We just met, but I like the enthusiasm.
Well, I like listening to good guitar players, man. It gets me excited.
Not good. So yeah, we'll come out guitartalkpodcast.com.
Great.
And we'll get you on the show and we'll hang.
That'd be awesome.
This is the LA Amp and Custom Guitar Show 2012. I'm here with Erwin at Bogner Guitars. I'm really happy. It's been a great weekend. I hope you guys all enjoyed the videos, and thanks a lot for being here. Peace.